because he knows that the real shit about him is coming out. Ask him about Ray Edwards and their parties. Ask him about the red dress that he wore during a Diddy party. Like, we're not gonna do that. I know too much, and the reason I'm talking now is because if something happens to me, y'all know why. This is me.
I'm about to spill the tea. Amy Luciani just dropped a jaw-dropping video featuring Dwight Howard, and let's just say, it's beyond explicit. Fans have been hinting for a while that Dwight's not exactly the straight arrow he portrays himself to be, with some suggesting he has a bit of flair on the side. Amy, however, wasn't having it. She kept calling out the haters who were trying to give her the inside scoop. But now, after catching Dwight in the act, let's just say her confidence in her previous stance has taken a hit. The rumors don't stop there. Word on the street is that Dwight has not only been involved with men, but has also been allegedly posting some very suggestive content on Instagram. If you catch my drift, Amy Luciani has made it abundantly clear that she's not someone to be trifled with. In a recent revelation, she shared a video along with text messages that seemingly caught Dwight Howard in a compromising situation, leaving little room for doubt. This unexpected turn of events has certainly stirred the pot. For some time, fans had speculated about Dwight's sexual orientation, suggesting that he might not be entirely heterosexual. Initially, Amy dismissed these claims, labeling critics as haters. However, the recent video has cast a shadow of uncertainty over her previous stance. Reports now indicate that Dwight may have been engaging in relationships with men and possibly sharing explicit content on social media platforms. This unfolding situation has undoubtedly raised eyebrows and sparked discussions across various platforms. Amy Luciani has made it abundantly clear that she's not someone to be trifled with. In a recent revelation, she shared a video along with text messages that seemingly caught Dwight Howard in a compromising situation, leaving little room for doubt. This unexpected turn of events has certainly stirred the pot. For some time, fans had speculated about Dwight's sexual orientation, suggesting that he might not be entirely heterosexual. Initially, Amy dismissed these claims, labeling critics as haters. However, the recent video has cast a shadow of uncertainty over her previous stance. Reports now indicate that Dwight may have been engaging in relationships with men and possibly sharing explicit content on social media platforms. This unfolding situation has undoubtedly raised eyebrows and sparked discussions across various platforms. To be honest, Dwight likely convinced her he had turned a new leaf, especially since he boasted that she was uninterested in his past. In one video, he openly declared that the past was behind him, and in the background, we could hear her affirming his words, clearly backing him up.
See, that's why this person who just wrote that comment...
Look, I know what you've done in your past.
I'm gonna say, that's why this person who wrote that comment will never get blessed like they supposed to.
Ever.
They
Ever.
talking about something, my past.
Ever.
Everybody in the world got a past. But guess what? When you get into a relationship with somebody, you don't bring the past in the relationship. The past is the past for a reason. Somebody like you will be stuck in the past for the rest of your life. And you won't get the benefits and the blessings that you're supposed to get. Because you're worried about somewhere else, and you worried about the past too much. Let it go. Whatever happened to me in 2024, it ain't coming with me in 2025. Whatever happened in 2023, it didn't come with me in 2024. Move along.
Now imagine something over a decade ago.
Why would I keep something with me for over a decade ago? I'm not carrying that weight with me. I'm letting it go so I can be blessed. I'm not holding on to.
But as it turns out, that past wasn't really in the past at all. It was very much a present issue, because he ended up cheating on her with an entire man. Honestly, even Stevie Wonder could have predicted that from a mile away. And if there's one thing we've learned about Dwight Howard, it's that he has a consistent track record of staying. DL allegations have been swirling for quite some time, with roots tracing back to 2018, when influencer Mason Elijah stepped into the spotlight, claiming he had shared a sort of relationship with Dwight. As per Mason's account, everything kicked off on a positive note, but the vibe shifted when Dwight's behavior started to come off as shady. And to make matters even more intense, Mason revealed that Mason went on to claim that Dwight threatened him, and from there, everything spiraled quickly into chaos. Things got intense fast. In a tweet, he admitted, "I was afraid to speak, but today my life was threatened after I was asked, threatened and manipulated by someone I respected, my ex-boyfriend, NBA player Dwight Howard." He explained that he had met Dwight some time ago during a taping of Wild 'N Out, where a simple exchange of eye contact first sparked the connection between them. A week later, he was in my DMs. The chat quickly escalated. Nudes were sent. I blew his mind, and he started calling me every night on Instagram video. Mason also posted screenshots asking Dwight, "Do your mother, brother, and friends know you like dealing with trans men and men, or is that something you've kept to yourself?" Dwight didn't respond. Mason said things went bad when he found Dwight was cheating on him with a SW trans woman, born male. Not only that, she used to host trans parties, which Dwight often attended. And when Elise confronted Dwight, he threatened to beat him up. But of course, Dwight denied all the allegations, saying he had never even met Mason.
And it upset me because I didn't even know who the person was. I'm like, why would somebody who I've never met, never had any contact with, make up a whole story about me? And I saw all the hate, the pure hate from people that I've never met before, just pile up everywhere I went against me. And I think that liberated me, because I saw how a lot of people would feel, whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they have issues. People are afraid to be who they are. They're afraid to just step out and be, like you said, because they're afraid of what other people might say or think about them. And so that situation made me realize, you're not like this, but just be you, be free.
Meaning you're not gay.
I'm not gay, so it's a lot of people who are, and they have to hide. And it's people who have mental issues and they have to hide. It's people who have different.
And the drama didn't stop there. In 2023, Dwight faced another scandal when a guy named Stephen Harper filed a lawsuit against him. Stephen said they met on Instagram and agreed to link up for, well, adult activities. But things turned serious when Stephen claimed he was forced into something without his consent. Leaked screenshots showed Stephen dropping his number in Dwight's DMs. And for some reason, Dwight replied with that little devil emoji. That devil emoji Dwight sent back was enough to kick things off. Stephen replied with "sup sexy," and Dwight responded with "none you." From there, the convo kept going. Stephen mentioned he was about to shower, and they continued chatting, talking about their day, what was going on, and a little bit more. They chatted more about their lives, and eventually, Dwight and Stephen made plans to meet whenever they were both in Atlanta. At one point, Dwight asked for Stephen's main IG account, and once Stephen sent it, Dwight must have liked what he saw because he quickly asked for some, private photos. You know the type. Stephen went with it, and Dwight even asked for more. From there, things got flirtier. They seriously began planning to link up and get better acquainted. Stephen said, "I got you, Poppy. Also, what are you into? Do you like freaky-ish?" And Dwight replied, "Yes, I'm into freaky-ish. Now, I want you to know I'm not like gay or anything. I'm just a little nasty sometimes. I don't want to offend you." And then the plans kept moving right along, and Dwight definitely wasn't holding back. He started asking for even more explicit pics, especially ones with a certain facial theme, if you catch my drift. Eventually, Dwight got straight to the point and told Stephen to come through. And Stephen didn't waste a second. As soon as Dwight sent the addy, Stephen was on it, booking over like he'd been waiting for this moment, ready to pull up like it was game time. But according to Stephen, things got weird when Dwight brought up a threesome. He asked if Stephen would be down, with either a guy or a girl. Stephen said no, that he felt uncomfortable, especially since it was their first time meeting in person. Dwight seemed cool with that. No pressure. When Stephen arrived, things started off chill. They kissed, made out a bit, all good. But then, allegedly, Dwight stepped away and came back with someone else, a man dressed as a woman who introduced himself as Kitty. That's when Dwight made it clear they were going to have a threesome. Stefan was caught off guard, especially since he'd already said he wasn't into that, at least not yet, and the vibe changed real fast. According to Radar Online, Stefan said Dwight was pushing for a threesome with Kitty, but he refused. He claimed Kitty began performing oral on Dwight, and Stefan said he felt uncomfortable and didn't want to join in. He said Dwight tried touching his thigh and stroking his area through his underwear. Steven said he asked him to stop, but instead, Dwight told him he was going to do whatever, and that Steven was going to like it. And y'all, this already sounded bad, but it got worse. According to court documents, the documents, stated that the defendant stood up, towering over Stefan, grabbed his thighs, forcibly took off his underwear, held him down, and performed non-consensual oral acts on him. Stefan feared imminent bodily harm as he was pinned and forced to stay in place while the defendant continued to assault him. Stefan said Dwight stopped the act once he noticed Stefan wasn't enjoying it. But somehow, things got worse. Stefan claimed Dwight continued to essay him. Radar Online reported that the suit stated Dwight then ordered Stefan to his bed. Harper said Kitty was being intimate with Dwight, and Stefan claimed Dwight forced him to perform oral on him. Afterward, he tried to call an Uber, but Dwight had Kitty take him home. And here's where it got even crazier. Stefan claimed that Kitty, the same person involved that night, was the one who drove him back. And on the way back, Kitty allegedly threatened him, saying that if he didn't stay quiet, he'd get a bullet to the head. Honestly, y'all, that might explain why Dwight and Kitty drove Stefan instead of just letting him call an Uber. At first, Dwight acted like he didn't even know who Stefan was, calling him a clout chaser. But once the receipts piled up, Dwight couldn't deny it anymore. Eventually, he and his lawyer released a statement admitting the interaction happened, but claimed it was 100% consensual. The statement read, "The three agreed to touch one another and to engage in consensual, intimate activity, but what was a private, consensual encounter was made public for profit, and Mr. Howard looks forward to bringing the truth to light in the court of law." Though an easy target due to the subject and his celebrity status, Mr. Howard chose to trust the justice system and said future court filings would speak for themselves. Well, Stefan decided to stir things up by leaking Kitty's picture on social media and giving a more detailed account of what happened. He said, "With all due respect, Kitty is an older, unattractive person in their 40s. Hours into me being at Dwight Howard's home, he ambushed me with this person. Kitty walked in with a full beard, 2-inch heels, and a 28-piece church wig. Immediately, I was thrown off, felt uncomfortable, and said I wanted to leave. The situation was truly traumatic and has affected me in many ways. Out of fear and intimidation, I stayed silent. But I won't sit back and let lies be told about me. I was not Dwight's first, but hopefully, I'm his last." The internet definitely started buzzing after that, and Dwight finally responded, saying, "What I do in my bedroom is my business. Where I lay my wood is my business. I don't have to explain anything that goes on in my house. Y'all are too dang nosy." Now, you'd think that would have been enough for Amy to notice. A red flag, right? But if that didn't do it, his baby mama's comments definitely should have. We're talking about Miss Royce Reed and the wild claims she's made over the years. Royce really spilled everything in a recent 3-part series she titled, "I Had a Baby with Superman." And trust, she did not hold back. She didn't hold back at all. She went all in on Dwight, putting all their business out there for the world to see. From cheating accusations to how he allegedly treated her during their relationship, she laid it all out. But what really got people talking was when she casually mentioned that Dwight had supposedly been to some of those secret parties Diddy's known for throwing. And just when you thought it couldn't get any wilder, she hinted that Dwight might have even shown up to one of those parties wearing a dress. People have been whispering for years about Diddy's over-the-top parties. You know, those exclusive events where all kinds of wild and crazy stuff are rumored to go down. So when Royce made that comment, it was like throwing fuel on the fire. She didn't just call out Dwight, she hinted that he, and maybe even a few other big names, might have been mixed up in those legendary nights. She really went off on him, accusing him of going out of his way just to make things harder for her. She wrote, "I tried to take the high road. I promise I did. But when you mess with my money and the means I need to raise my Well, our child, then claim I don't work? Kiss my entire ass. No penetration. I'm a tell-it-all. I told you to leave me the F alone. Now get your popcorn. For this, Mr. Sassy, she continued, I said, leave me alone. Several times, for years, I tried to mind my business as much as I could. I'm human. I moved on. But people still call me everything but my name. I let folks run with the false narratives. I was told it'll blow over, that it's not worth it, just lay low. Nah, not anymore. Every time I start dating someone, he starts acting a fool. Swear. Fall for the fakeish if you want. There's a pattern. This might not be any of y'all's business, but since it's being talked about, I have every right to speak. Not just my truth, but the only truth, she continued. This evil son of Satan refuses to let me be happy. Every year, he pulls some dumbish, then acts clueless and blames everyone else. His attorneys always claim not to know, using kids, family debts, and extortion tactics just to smile on the internet or cry like it's terrifying. So get the F out of here with this BS. Run my mama her money back and tell the dang truth. Now, go get your popcorn for that. Nobody needs to call me or calm me down. I'm done with this crap show. I'm talking for real now. He can't take anything else from me. So what am I losing? After dropping all that, Miss Royce Reed jumped on live and dragged her ex for filth. No mercy, nothing held back. She called him out, not just for allegedly throwing his own wild parties, but for showing up to Diddy's infamous ones too. And yes, she brought up that red dress again. She really went there. Royce let it all out. Didn't hold a single thing back. And let's just say, Dwight's reputation took some serious hits. But that's because he knows the real one about him is starting to come out. Ask him about Ray Edwards and those parties. Ask him about that red dress he wore during a Diddy party. Like, we're not about to pretend here. I know too much. And the reason I'm speaking out now is simple. If anything happens to me, y'all will know why. This is me purging. So with all this, it's no surprise that fans aren't even shocked. He allegedly cheated on Amy with other men, or that he supposedly got trains run on him. He gives off serious DL vibes. I don't know about y'all, but sadly, it doesn't look like that's changing anytime soon. But for real, I want to know, what do you think about Amy dumping him over all this? Because honestly, she should have seen it coming. Drop your thoughts and comments below. Then go ahead and check out this next video.